look at Floyd. Like, Floyd spends money like it's a tap. Like, he's got a tap, just like unlimited amount of money. Money's just flowing. And even as much money as he's made in his career, which he's probably made as much, if not more money than any boxer ever. Like, there's all these lawsuits. Like, he hasn't been paying things, and he owes money on this and owes money on that. And it's like, and then he's got to come out of retirement.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. I think it's just the lifestyle that Floyd lived.
Yes.
I think he can't fathom to just live a modest lifestyle. It's like he gotta be lavish.
Right. He's got to have those videos where he shows you all the watches, where he opens the case up, you know.
All the money. He gotta show that he got $1 million in his backpack. And, you know, he got the latest watch and the latest car, and look what I just bought.
And when you get into latest watches and latest cars, you get into that, like, boy, that money goes quick.
Yeah.
Bugattis are like $3 million. There's watches that are $3-5 million. That's crazy. So you buy a watch and a car, you're down 10.
Joe Rogan made it clear that he wasn't fully convinced by Floyd Mayweather's real estate claims. During the podcast, he openly questioned the numbers and pointed out that something didn't seem right, saying the figures simply didn't add up.
And one of the reasons why people watch him fight is not because he's like Mike Tyson, just goes out and destroys people. They like watching him fight because they hate him. Because he talks so much shit, and he's like, look at my $1 million watch, look at my fucking jet, look at my house, look at this. He's like constantly showing you all these things that he has. Like, he'll lay out watches in a hotel bed, like, this is $1 million worth of watches. This watch goes for $2 million. And they're like, this is my small watch that I take sometimes, but when I'll show you, when I'll show up, I bring out the big boy, and it brings out this watch that's covered in diamonds. It's like $5 million. And so you hate him.
And that Floyd owes like $1.4 million in jewelry debts, that Floyd owes like hundreds of thousands of dollars in rent for a private New York apartment. His private jet fuel, he's not paid hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of fuel and maintenance. He put up one of his jets that I think he even sold, but one of his jets, and I want to say one of his properties, like one of his homes, up as collateral for a $54 million loan from an individual, from a billionaire that had a 9% interest.
Rogan questioned the entire story surrounding Floyd's real estate portfolio, challenging claims that he owns dozens of buildings worth tens of millions of dollars, and stressing that making big statements is very different from having assets that can be independently verified.
That money to the IRS, how much does he owe?
It's in the $20+ million range.
It's a lot of money, man.
But it's not something that he's been, it's not like deception.
No.
It's just neglect to
It's
pay.
neglect. And it's also like, I think, and there is like a truth to this, he makes so much money, there's probably a point when they're like, hey, it's time to pay your taxes. And you go like, all right, here's a check for $25 million. That's an incredible amount of money. And then they go, that's true, but you owe 50 more. And he's just like, that can't be right. I've given you $25 million.
Yeah, he's bought over 100 luxury cars from the same dealer and always pays in cash.
He has $15 million worth of cars.
Congrats. You can sell.
That's where things become even more interesting, because Floyd built the entire Money Mayweather image around endless wealth, huge amounts of cash, luxury watches, and a business empire that appeared impossible to challenge. However, reports circulating in financial and business circles suggest the reality may be far more complex than the public image has led many people to believe.
That Floyd Mayweather is made, and because he's the best in the history of pay-per-view at making sure that the money ends up in his pocket. He is or has been a businessman as an athlete that almost doesn't have a peer because he owns all his own stuff as an independent. Your spending has to be so fiscally irresponsible to lose the amount of money that Floyd Mayweather has lost that it is almost beyond anything that is reason. It's not merely fiscal insanity. It's something that doesn't make any sense to me.
Right, and another sign of him maybe in financial trouble is, as of February 2026, Floyd Mayweather has initiated a massive $340 million lawsuit against Showtime Networks and former executive Steven Espinoza. So he's trying to get some bread right now.
The estimate is that he made over $1.2 billion over the course of his career. And just
according to reports, 2 of Mayweather's commercial properties have reportedly gone through foreclosure, while his Las Vegas strip club property was also said to be at risk of seizure due to unpaid property taxes. On top of that, Lawsuits have alleged unpaid bills for luxury watches and jewelry, claims that Floyd has strongly denied. As a result, the discussion quickly shifts away from wealth and status and toward closer examination of his financial situation.
Things that they said in this article were insane. That Floyd owes like $1.4 million in jewelry debts, that Floyd owes like hundreds of thousands of dollars in rent for a private New York apartment, his private jet fuel. He's not paid hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of fuel and maintenance. He put up one of his jets that I think he even sold, but one of his jets and I want to say one of his properties, like one of his homes, up as collateral for a $54 million.
The report also stated that 2 Trump Las Vegas condos were temporarily seized over unpaid taxes before being returned once the outstanding amount was paid. It further claimed that a large loan was secured using Mayweather's homes, private jet, and business interests as collateral. Whether these issues stem from exaggeration, confusion, or something else, the difference between Floyd's public image and the reports surrounding his finances has continued to spark debate. Joe Rogan's doubts had already raised questions about the strength of Floyd's financial empire, but then Chael Sonnen entered the conversation with an even more direct take, essentially questioning why anyone was acting surprised by the headlines suggesting Floyd could be facing financial problems.
That. And why are we attempting to tease Floyd? Is Floyd Mayweather? Yes, he's broke. Of course he's broke. He's a boxer. Did they say can't read? That's not to tease him. They say that he can't read. His best friend at the time said that he can't read, and he never denied it. I don't tease him for it. He was a guy who grew up in a boxing channel, right? It's one of these things. You know what you know. You know what you were taught. I didn't teach him about contracts. I didn't teach him about saving. I didn't teach him about investments. Who would have taught him these things? Of course.
He turned the question back on the audience, arguing that if most people go to work because they need to earn money, then it shouldn't be surprising when a boxer continues fighting for the same reason. That was classic Chael Sonnen, part blunt truth and part provocation. But he took it even further by challenging the stories surrounding massive boxing earnings, suggesting that many of the billion-dollar revenue claims and huge pay-per-view numbers often come from promotional statements rather than publicly verified financial records. He pointed out that the companies handling the pay-per-view sales have rarely confirmed many of the eye-catching figures being reported, a claim that immediately casts doubt on years of boxing headlines and widely accepted narratives about the sport's biggest paydays.
An addict. He's got baby mamas all over the... What do you mean is he broke? Of course he's broke. What boxer do you know that isn't broke? What a ridiculous question. But it's the fact that they're attempting to tease him. I mean, first off, they're asking the question. Look, I've told you until I'm blue in the face. The numbers that you hear in boxing simply aren't true. Floyd made $1 billion. No, he didn't. Floyd and Conor made $500 million. No, they didn't. Of course they didn't. Nobody's ever confirmed that. And it's the same thing with the check. I got $100 million for a fight. Oh, you did? Who signed the check? Whoever signed the check is going to want credit for it. There's never been a time that $1 million check was written and the dude that wrote the check didn't make sure that somebody found out he wrote the check. So who wrote the check? Floyd's got a whole bunch of them, apparently. He got $1 billion. Who wrote the check?
At the same time, Chael isn't just roasting Floyd. He's roasting the entire...
At the same time, Chael wasn't focusing only on Floyd. He was criticizing the way financial success is often presented across the entire sports world. He then shifted to the confusion surrounding fight contracts, explaining that announcing multiple bouts while a major matchup is supposedly being negotiated would frustrate any promoter. In boxing, timing and exclusivity are critical parts of doing business. That's where the situation becomes especially ironic, as Chael pointed out that Floyd had previously accused Showtime of questionable business practices, adding another layer of controversy to an already complicated discussion.
See, like, the numbers aren't what you think they are, right? The numbers are good, and they made a lot of money, but it's not what you think it is. And, yeah, of course Floyd's broke. Would you be boxing if you weren't? And it's very tough to be sympathetic.
Meanwhile, critics have accused Floyd's own promotional side of creating similar confusion during the Logan Paul event, turning the situation into a debate where every side seems to blame the other. Yet Chael's comments also reveal an interesting contradiction. People may question Floyd's finances, challenge the reported earnings, debate contract issues, or dismiss exhibition fights, but whenever Mayweather's name appears on a fight card, the entire combat sports world still takes notice and starts talking about it.
$3 million. No, he doesn't. Just to clear that up, no, he doesn't. Will Logan ever get the money? I think Floyd's broke. Floyd does not owe Logan $1.3 million. Floyd's promotion owes Logan $1.3 million. And no, of course he's not going to get it. That promotion's already shut down. Allegedly, by
Chael Sonnen had already added fuel to the debate about Floyd's finances. But things escalated even further when Jason Whitlock and his panel joined the discussion. What started as boxing talk quickly turned into a deep examination of money, motives, and career decisions. Whitlock built on the idea discussed by Shannon Sharpe and others that Floyd's return to fighting could be driven by the chance to secure another huge payday. As names like Canelo Alvarez, Manny Pacquiao, and Terence Crawford entered the conversation, the financial side of the sport became impossible to ignore. Shannon argued that those are the types of matchups capable of generating the enormous earnings Floyd would likely be looking for. Then Whitlock shifted the discussion in a different direction by bringing up the classic question from Rocky, asking why fighters continue to compete, turning the debate from money and business into a broader conversation about motivation and purpose.
Shannon Sharpe and Ocho Cinco suggested on their podcast that Floyd Mayweather is talking about coming back, unretiring.
He is.
Because he's broke.
Yeah.
Let's play the clip here of Shannon Sharpe and Ocho Cinco.
There are only 3 fights that Floyd can have. He ain't gonna have.
Floyd built his whole brand around the idea that money equals success, even switching his identity from Pretty Boy to Money Mayweather. Whitlock highlights the irony in that, when your image is fully tied to wealth, even small rumors about financial issues turn into major headlines. Dre then brings a more realistic angle, saying the real question isn't what Floyd earned, but what people don't see, things like cash flow, assets, debts, taxes, and lifestyle costs, which sit behind all the flashy public displays. The panel also jokes about gambling losses, IRS pressure, and expensive spending habits, which makes Floyd's career look less like a clean success story and more like a complicated financial picture. Still, even while questioning why a nearly 50-year-old would return to boxing, they all indirectly admit one thing. If Floyd Mayweather announces a fight with someone like Terence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez, or Manny Pacquiao, everyone debating it would still tune in the moment the bell rings.
$1 million and he's 47 years old and he's completely broke. He's won the prize. This is, of all the idiots that we've seen out there, celebrities, actors, entertainers that have lost a lot of money, this guy would take the cake. To blow a bill before he even hits 50 is unimaginable. It actually is sad. It's a cautionary tale. We have seen it time and time again. But who actually wants to watch this guy fight? Like, people that love him. If he comes out and if he loses and looks terrible and gets destroyed, well, look, if you love him or hate him, you can say, well, he's nearly 50 years old.
Whitlock and the panel had already turned Floyd's comeback discussion into something like a financial courtroom debate. But then Andre Ward joined in and the entire tone shifted from speculation to a more thoughtful, fighter's perspective. Ward started by showing respect for Floyd's work ethic, pointing out that this side of him often gets ignored when people only focus on the flashy lifestyle and public image. He explained that the luxury cars, private jets, and high-profile lifestyle were all part of the Mayweather brand, but beneath all of that was someone who trained with discipline and never avoided the grind. Ward also admitted he feels conflicted about the idea of a comeback, not in a critical way, but from an understanding place, saying boxing can become such a deep part of a fighter's identity that it's hard to step away from it. He added that the adrenaline, attention, and massive fight night paydays create a feeling that normal life simply can't replace.
That is because of the way Floyd Mayweather goes about his business. He's been filthy rich. He's made his name, his legacy, and a lot of his reputation wasn't just the boxing, it was the money. It's the money man. What I have, what I'm driving, what I'm living in, what I'm flying in. And a lot of people, they don't like that. I don't know if Floyd Mayweather had more supporters for most of his fights or more haters. But regardless of where you fall on that line, Floyd Mayweather made it work for him when many people, promoters included, networks included, early on didn't.
It's the kind of insight only a former champion can really give. Then he shifts to the idea of a Pacquiao rematch, and the conversation becomes more analytical again. Ward points out something important. Older fighters often create more action because they can't depend on constant movement like they used to. With less foot speed, there are usually more exchanges, which challenges the common belief that a fight between aging legends would automatically be slow or dull. But Ward also keeps coming back to the real risk, which is age. The biggest danger is when a fighter's mind still believes they are the same as before, while their body no longer matches that level. That idea alone explains a lot of what has gone wrong in boxing history. Still, even though Ward says he would prefer both legends enjoying retirement peacefully, he admits curiosity always takes over, because when two iconic fighters with unfinished business step into the ring again, the entire boxing world pays attention no matter what.
Watch a fighter, he'll say he don't watch him, but he'll watch any potential opponent over and over and over, and he has to process, can he do anything with me? How does my skill set line up with his? Can I beat him? The problem with being 49 years of age is sometimes your brain can see things and tell you things that your body's not in agreement with. That's the problem with age. Your brain is still saying, I'm him. Your brain is still saying, man, I'm Money Mayweather. Man, these youngsters can't deal with me. But your body is saying, brother, we can't do it like that anymore.
When you step back and look at the situation as a whole, it feels like four different perspectives colliding at once. Joe Rogan questions the idea of Floyd's financial empire, Chael Sonnen breaks down the myths around boxing paydays, Whitlock's panel focuses on the business side and lifestyle choices behind the headlines, and Andre Ward brings the fighter's point of view, reminding everyone that boxing becomes part of a person in a way money alone can't replace. One side of the debate says Floyd's comeback is about chasing another big payday, while another side argues the financial rumors are overblown. Ward's perspective adds something different, suggesting that fighters sometimes return because they miss the spotlight, competition, and adrenaline that normal life can't offer. In the end, the real tension sits between legacy and longevity, business and passion. Whether people believe Floyd is chasing money, history, or just that old Money Mayweather feeling, the discussion itself shows his lasting impact, because the fact that everyone is still debating every detail proves the kind of attention and influence he continues to have on the sport.
That's the danger of coming back at this age. So part of me wants to see these guys continue to make money. Part of me wants to see these guys, how do they do it at this age? Man, show me something. Show me how your mind can overtake the deficiencies you may have in your body at your age. But the deeper part of me, man, I want to see Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao on a beach somewhere, living off the fruits of their labor, helping the game however they see fit to help the game, and just watching the next generations do what they do. But hey, we got to fight September 19th.
Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Floyd Mayweather's return is driven by money, a genuine love for the sport, or unfinished business with Manny Pacquiao? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Boxing Headquarters. See you in the next video.